Alright, so this video is gonna have a different vibe because I want to be real and honest in this video. So I'm gonna sound a bit serious. Some passion is gonna draw out from me because I still enjoy Langrisser, right? But at the same time, I do have my annoyance with it. But I really want to put this video out there so that it reaches some people, even the dev teams. And hopefully this video does a good job to show the state of this game that is currently in. And I'm not here trying to doom post either. So let me show you guys this. It's the revenue for the different versions of the game, and it's the lowest I have ever seen. I do want to be clear and say that this isn't entirely accurate, but we can get a good idea on how things are going. Now, I haven't checked the revenue for Langrisser in a very long time, and by combining KR, Global, and GP, there is an SEA version too, but it's not listed here, but it is one of the lowest for this game. But if we combine all of them, it is not even close enough to reach CN. So if CN dies, then Langrisser for all of us is gone. In March 2025, that was at its peak. But after that, it started to decline because of one character. And I'm sure that you guys know who I'm talking about. And that is Dragon Slayer. He caused such commotion due to how unbalanced broken he is. He completely broke the game. And to those of you who don't understand watching this video, living under a rock not knowing who he is, let me show you what he does, right? His talent replaces class disadvantage into an advantage, so in PvP, it was tough to even approach him, let alone be even near him, because not only is he the tankiest character in the game, but he was also very strong as well. I mean, this guy has self-healing and his HP is higher than he attacks first, which is usually the case. What's worse, what is so much worse about this is that he has a revive. Now, normally this wouldn't be an issue, but in his case, it's multiple revives which can be obtained over and over again if anything dies near him. I don't understand why that was necessary. He has his own skill that gives him one as well as a general use too. So he has a revive passively, and he has another skill which gives him the extra revive, all the while buffing himself up, and is even a tank as well, as you can presume. So he can buff himself up, find more ways to be tankier, a sub DPS, and will punish you for being near him. And the funny part is that everything like his self-healing will trigger as well when he does his like counter attack. So he can strike first, heal, you know what I'm talking about. So it just makes fighting Dragon Slayer, it requires you to play in such a difficult way to get around him. The only characters that can deal with him are the ones who can disable revives. Otherwise, when the battle is dragging on for too long, it's worse for you and better for him. Now, would you believe me if I said that those were like the small issue about him? The thing that really makes him notable, and the thing that really gets my blood boiling, is his multiple revives. Like, why? Why is that necessary? I get that he's an LLR unit, and I get that there are gonna be like the most prominent units in this game, but still, why? Look, I would honestly be fine, sort of fine, with him if it weren't for that. It's the fact that he can obtain more revives. That's the thing that frustrates me. Just give him only 3 revives, and that's it. Don't let him have any more than that, or find more ways to obtain it. Just simply when he transforms, he gets the other extra revives. And I will honestly be fine if he can still transform but not obtain it too. Like, I'm fine with his transformation. It's the revive thing that really just frustrates me. I feel like he would be less problematic. He will still be annoying, but even in PvE, he is an issue. Because just having him around just makes every single piece of content a freaking joke. Now, there's something in Joint Battle that I experienced, and I know that some of you guys may have experienced this issue as well. There would be some people pulling out their Dragon Slayer and then going on auto. I feel like I experienced more people going on auto with Dragon Slayer than those deploying any other units and then going on auto, which was a rare thing. Joint battle is supposed to be a team cooperation. I do understand that joint battle is very easy, but for me, I'm using characters like Norrin, going to like every single one of them, and I can't simply just go in auto and expect Norrin to solo everything and clear it. However, with Dragon Slayer, that's kind of different. I feel like that's going to be very different, just because he pretty much has literally everything. So he just simply won't ever die. He is floated everywhere. I haven't even built him as well. That's how much I'm disgusted by him. So if we go back, ever since its release, the game has been on a steady decline in revenue and people staying in. Even I quit too, but I came back simply because I left with some regrets and I did truly miss my community. But this isn't about me. I do want to include another character, which is Ilya, into the picture, because before Dragon Slayer, I was also very open on disliking Ilya. So, for whatever reason, Zlong Games took Rosentio, one of the best healers in the game, and went, you know what? Let's take what Rosentio does and make her better, but with a twist. Let's make her a DPS. Oh, brilliant idea. No, no, that's not. My goodness, they made her so freaking toxic, man. So she deploys a thing that increases her range, gain immunity to debuffs that stacks 5 times. What's also really dumb is that it has a cooldown, like skill cooldown, constantly. So that means she can simply stand in one place throughout the entire game or whatnot. And mind you, her range can reach the whole map while dealing tons of damage. Healing her allies and apply these like immunity debuff as well. Oh man, the most toxic thing that I have ever seen throughout the entire game is her AoE. This AoE, when it hits enemies, right, it teleports them away. And you know how that she has a skill cooldown? And I did forget to mention that the thing that she deploys for the extra range can also slow you down. So in Apex Arena, I've seen games where Ilya was winning games by teleporting her opponents into the gas while they struggled to get out the range, combined with the mobility down. And with the skill cooldown, they literally could not do anything. Who enjoys this? Like, if this was me, I would not be having fun. And for some reason, she has a revive. Like, come on, man. We're just throwing this out like on literally everyone. She's the type of character that rewards you heavily while putting barely in any effort. And that is kind of brain dead. She is a brain dead character. Ilya, for me, while I did see a little bit power creep way beforehand, Ilya for me was the start of this like massive feeling in power creep. 2 months later, we ended up having Dragon Slayer. And that's when everything went downhill. I've never seen anything like this in my time playing Lang. And fighting him is freaking frustrating. He's plagued all over AI Arena, like, let me get my daily mission over with. Like, why do I have to go up against these tryhards who care about their rankings? Like it does not matter. Imagine new players having to see this. It's not fun for them either. They're just trying to get their daily mission for their crystals every day. If I was a new player having to face Dragon Slayer 24/7, I would be incentivized not to do it. All because dealing with Dragon Slayer feels impossible. Like, do you guys understand? Power creep is inevitable, right? But those two just outright, mostly Dragon Slayer I would say, but those two outright ruined the experience for me and a whole lot of people. But Dragon Slayer has done the most damage to this game. It has especially hit PvP the hardest, since that's the most popular thing about Langrisser. Back in my days, I used to always see a variety of different characters because it used to be about expressing your creativity with them. For example, if you guys know me, I've used Angelina basically my whole time in Apex Arena. And when I picked her, as long as I knew what I was doing and had the right team synergy, she would pop off. And she was a year 1 character and they have fallen tremendously. And me being able to use her to such extent was such a good feeling. Because not only did I like using her, she is also my favorite character as well. So I'm having fun. Apex Arena used to be all about that. And that was incredibly fun to play in. Nowadays, it's rare to see such a thing. everybody is rocking the same meta team, the same builds. It gets tiring. Like, I don't even know if they're having fun. Look, I get it. Like, I already know it's an inevitable thing, and that's something that's just like the reality of things. But it's certain characters being so OP for the sake of being OP rather than being fun and interesting to use. Like, yeah, sure, Dragon Slayer and Ilya, I would even put in Ymir as well, are unique characters, but they're uniquely frustrating. While others, I would say, are uniquely fun or uniquely interesting, or even both. There are people telling me, oh, there are characters now who can counter him and all that stuff, but he shouldn't have been a problem in the first place. At the very least, a major one. I'm telling you guys, if he wasn't able to refresh his revive and just have only 3 revives like his SR counterparts, sure, he'd still be frustrating, but there wouldn't be this much of an outrage. We shouldn't be having characters releasing to straight up counter him. Like, in my opinion, characters should be interesting. They should be unique and somewhat fun to use. I'm reiterating here, but this whole situation is freaking annoying. Luckily, I'm kind of having fun with Apex Arena as of recently, maybe some people as well, since luckily the characters released lately have been just that. And it made me, and I'm sure some people, return. But unfortunately, the damage has already been done. And I don't know how they're gonna recover from that. And I'm gonna use a phrase from a YouTuber that I watch. You can like Dragon Slayer, you can like Ilya, you can like Ymir, characters like them, and that's great. I won't really judge you on that. But please don't defend them, because we all deserve better. Man, you guys probably thought I was done right there, but there are still more problems that Langrisser faces. It's sort of not like the biggest stuff like content. I think that they've been pretty solid for the most part. I'm talking about stuff like progression that is especially would be beneficial for new players. Firstly, when it comes to building characters, we got the overview feature that shows what other characters' builds look like, and sometimes they can be everywhere. I personally don't mind this, but I say the problem here is that it only shows builds. It would greatly be appreciated if there was a direct feature that shows like everything, like the best equips, best soldiers, mastery stones, and maybe like best team comps, and show the other characters that they need for bonds. That may take a while to do all that since there is so many characters, but in the long run, it is going to be super beneficial to the game so that players has a good idea of what they should be doing. While other things are easy to figure out, looking at the stuff in the training ground is suffering. Like, look at this. Imagine you're a new player looking at it. You'd be kind of overwhelmed looking at so many things here. But the problem isn't looking at the menu of things here. It's mostly about how I should be approaching it. Many new players aren't going to figure out just how important the training ground is, let alone what they should be upgrading here. So there needs to be a game tip to show just that, and what other most important upgrades are. If that's too much, then do something like what you guys did with the character overview that shows like their builds for certain characters. Maybe what as long games could do is like show a percentage of what people prioritize first. Better yet, Banner News does all of this. By the way guys, check them out. If you're curious, link is in the description. Anyways though, a group of people worked on this to help other people figure out what to do, like find what each character does, find equips, what their best builds are. There's another game that I've been playing recently. It's called Wuthering Waves. And what they did is that they recently added a feature where you can check out what skills that you should be prioritizing first for a certain character. You know, like the best echo set and what the best team comps are. Langrisser could possibly do something like this as like a in-game feature. It's even worse for those trying to get into PvP as well. It's a mess, I tell you. There's too much of a, man, what do you call it? Expectations to meet. I'm talking about having a full fitting built characters, doing your training ground, covenant stats, having the right star level, and many more. You'll end up fighting many people who did all of that, or at least most of that. And guess what? You'll eventually match with someone with the most meta team known to man, using gears that are incredibly rare to obtain. Oh yeah, they're gonna have a very strong impression on just how PvP is like. Now, Battle Pass, otherwise known as Eternal Flame Forge. I get it, they need to make money, but come on, what are we doing here? It's kind of ridiculous what they're doing. Even at the start, like, why are we locking gears behind a paywall? Especially when some of them are OP. I know later on that they do appear in the equipment banner, but see, that's the thing. They don't appear until way later, and first of all, that's how it always has been. New equips were always in the weapon banner, and what they did was that it was just a rate up for those equipment. We didn't have a paywall just to have VIP access to them, compared to those who don't spend. It's a pay-to-win market scheme right there. At least with what they did with the Season Conquest, with the new PvE mode coming up, it's just simple rewards. But yeah, Eternal Flame Forge, it's a ridiculous thing to have. Next, the Enchants. This section won't be too long, but I do really want to rant about how long it took us to finally see some changes with it. It took a couple of years for Angelica's Forge to come, where we can have a preset enchant, and they were like 70% pretty good, and we can also get a free equipment as well. It's pretty neat. Then a couple of years later, we finally got a patch system where the rage doesn't improve, but now we can enchant like 10 or 50 times at the same time to bear witness terrible results still. And then 7 years later in the making, we finally got new sets of enchants. While I do appreciate it, I think it just took way too long for these changes to happen, seeing how important they always were. As for summoning, Langrisser is by far the most generous gacha game that I've ever played, and the raids are pretty good. You can preview characters so that you can see what they're all about, and even do the trial battles. However, the trial battles are only for the new characters that were released. Something that I would like to see be added is have trial battles for everyone. I know it's a lot of work, but it gives the people a good feeling on how the characters are like before they decide to go for them or not. It's a hand-on first experience. While they could read what the characters does, first-hand experience always leaves a strong impression. In my eyes at least. The thing that I know for sure that is very important to this is to add more description on how summoning actually works. Many of us know that pity exists, soft pity exists, that they carry over in between banners, and you can get old characters even if they're 1 month old, even what the raids are. The thing with the raids is that they only showed it for banners like LR units. The crazy part is that this has been a thing. All of this has been a thing ever since the game came out. But they never tell you that these things exist. And I know for sure that some people don't even know that it's a thing. Maybe some of you guys are just barely figuring it out right now. So yeah, hopefully Long Games could do something about it. As for the content side of things, I think for the most part, it's pretty solid, pretty good. For me, I practically do all of them besides the PvP one. What I would really like to see is more co-op aspect. I remember back in my days, before we had sweep functions, tons of people would do co-op, because that way we save a bit of stamina. Even new players would join in and get the rewards for doing a level that they couldn't do, or it would be the opposite way where these players would set up a co-op lobby as a signal for help. Now we don't even see that anymore besides join battle. And I feel like it creates this false sense of feeling for new players into thinking that this game is dead, when in reality it's not. That's not the case. Whatever happened to Dimensional Expedition? Whatever happened to the Mirror World? Yeah, remember those? These two are community-driven events that brings everyone together for a common goal. I've seen people wake up just to log in like it's a 9 to 5. It's hilarious, but that kind of dedication definitely shows that they wanted the rewards not only for themselves, but to benefit the guild that they participate in. It's such a big deal too because it pretty much incentivizes people to get into a guild. And the Discord will be flooded with messages showing like the progress, what their availability are to do this thing, how much they've done, have a schedule on what to do. Like there were people actively promoting their guilds everywhere. I know that firsthand because I was even doing that too. But I want to see more stuff like this. It doesn't have to be as big as those two, but something else simple like a new event, like on the same level as Jordan Battle or something. Maybe there could be like a co-op level where it's only for co-op or something, but you get like better rewards. Whether it be events, something permanent, just something co-op related. Maybe you could take this a step further and do like a special limited feature of co-op Apex Arena. I don't know how you would do that, but I say it could be interesting. PvP is the biggest aspect of this game, and that shows whenever you look for videos and see the content. Long Games does innovate and does bring in lots of helpful changes, and they are very good. But in my opinion, it's just the co-op part of things that they don't ever touch on. And yeah, you can maybe like say, oh, the event farming is kind of like that, but not really. It's really not like a huge focus on co-op. Like I'm not talking about like event farming kind of ones, but one that entirely focuses on co-op so that the game feels much more livelier, because not everyone enjoys PvP. That's like the only other place where you can actually see other people doing battle as well. Alright, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I know this video is quite different. You guys are usually seeing me be like goofy and upbeat. So I think making this video really shows that yeah, I can be serious at times. I truly do like Langrisser. There's a lot of positives about this game. Gameplay is really amazing. It gets your brain working on how to strategize, use characters, make the most out of their kits. It has a really amazing art style, building character is fun, and has a really good PvP system, and I can say a lot more good things about it. I honestly think what happened is that as long games were paying attention, or at least sort of paying attention to PvP players, they are probably the most vocal out of anybody. And it's the most popular thing about Langrisser. It's not the PvE, it's the PvP. Even then, they weren't doing enough to keep anybody else besides those PvP players relevant. The community can't keep doing their job for them. Instead, we should be working together to work alongside each other and expand it. Unfortunately, it's only people like me being vocal on the game and making videos about it as well. That's why it's very important that we do that. And I will admit that I've not done much since I'm not a very social person, which is why I make videos. And I'm not making this video just so that Long Games just hears my voice only. It's a video for them, and it's the community voices as well, which is why I made 2 community posts and had an entire live stream talking about it. So I would like to thank you guys so much for helping me make this video, because I definitely wouldn't have talking about stuff in this video if it weren't for you guys. So you can hate it, you can like it, everyone's got their own opinion. For me personally, I still really enjoy the PvE just simply because it's very casual, definitely way less stressful compared to PvP. And there are people who still like PvP even with the current meta going on, though I may question their insanity. So if that's something that you want to express, feel free to let me know down in the comments and what more that maybe Long Games can do. I would really like to hear it. All the goods, bads, and things that I probably don't know. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like so that the video spreads to even more people, and subscribe as well. This video has taken some time to make, so I would really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Your fellow Z.